Chvála tebi, majko zemljo. Chvála tebi, majko zemljo. Chvála tebi, majko zemljo. Chvála tebi, da nás učí. Chvála tebi.
Takže prosinec 2016, sešli jsme se tady v Luhačovicích, aby jsme natočili krátký rozhovor s panem doktorem Osmanagičem, který bude v příštích dnech mít své přednášky ve Zlíně, na Univerzitě Tomáše Bati ve Zlíně, v Baťově institutu. A na začátek vám představíme knihu, kterou napsal doktor Semir Osmanagić, Pyramidy světa a bosenské údolí pyramid. Tato kniha vyšla v dubnu v českém překladu. Vydala jsem ji v dubnu proto, že jsme slavili 10. výročí archeologických výzkumů ve Visoku. A v podstatě tato kniha je už téměř prodaná, ještě jsou některé výtisky k dispozici a pan Semir Osmanagić vám nyní řekne několik slov o této knize. So if you could tell us just a few words about this book, what is it about and what can the readers read?
Yes, gladly. The book is about the pyramids around the world, in which I'm proving that the pyramids are not built only in Egypt and Mexico, they are built all over the planet, from China, Indonesia, Cambodia, island of Mauritius, Sudan, Egypt, Sicily, Italian soil, ancient Greek pyramids, Spain, Valencia. You have pyramids on Canary Islands, Peru, Bolivia, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Belize, Mexico, United States. The pyramids are actually a worldwide phenomenon, and the world of the past was the world of the pyramids. Secondly, I'm proving that the Egyptian pyramids were not built as tombs for pharaohs. So now in 21st century we can start really researching and investigating what was their use. 11 years ago, in April of 2005, I first came to little Bosnian town of Visoku to visit the local museum. But then I saw a hill, as they called it, towering the town. I was looking at it, 4 sides, triangular faces, corners. I took compass showed me that the sides perfectly match cardinal points, east, west, north and south. And I immediately knew that it was actually an artificial structure in the shape of the pyramid, but after thousands of years covered by soil and vegetation. And we started the excavation process. So, in the last 10 years it has become the most active archaeological site in the world. Every year hundreds of volunteers, then experts from different fields, and of course tens of thousands of visitors come to see, number 1, the first pyramids in Europe, number 2, the biggest on the planet, number 3, the most precise orientation of the sites to the cosmic north, number 4, the oldest and the best quality concrete on the planet, number 5, the most extensive underground tunnel networks, number 6, the largest artificially made ceramic blocks in the ancient prehistory, number 7, the oldest pyramids on the planet. When it comes to the size, the Great Pyramid of Egypt is 147 meters in height. The Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, over 220 meters. The second largest in Bosnia, the Bosnian Pyramid of the Moon, over 190 meters. So 2 largest pyramids on the planet are in the heart of Bosnia. And those 7 elements that I just mentioned forever changes our view of the ancient history. We will need to rewrite our history books. But that was not all. The book is also talking about the potential purposes of the pyramids. They were not built for one dead body the kings or the pharaohs. They were built for the living communities to last thousands of years. With the scientific arguments and the number of our energy measurements by the physicists, electrical engineers and sound engineers, we have proven that on the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun we have an energy beam which is 28 kilohertz in frequency, focused, continuous, and it's getting stronger as it moves away from the pyramid. Theoretically, it can go through our solar system to another solar system, establishing an energy bridge which can be used to transfer the information. So the pyramid could become a very powerful communication device. It's the technology that we don't have in the 21st century. But also the book is describing other purposes of pyramids. We have noticed a number of testimonies, plus some of the medical studies, that the pyramid energy has very beneficial effects on the human body. So self-healing aspect is very important. Number 3, we have noticed after a series of analysis that the water that we find in the Bosnian pyramid tunnels is extremely healthy, not only drinkable with no viruses and bacteria, but also it vibrates very high. So the pyramid energy improves the molecular structure of the water, of the food also. It improves our bioenergy field or aura. It's getting bigger, our immunity going up, and we have potential to develop our spiritual senses much quicker. So every aspect of our life, the pyramid energy can affect in a beneficial way.
Takže v první části knihy se vlastně dozvíme o pyramidách světa, kde jsou různé naleziště, tak jako pan doktor Osmanagić právě zmínil. A o bosenských pyramidách se dozvíte od strany 222, kde je celá sekce věnovaná bosenským pyramidám. A měli jsme to štěstí, že v době vydání knihy byl v Bosně učiněn velký objev a objevila se tam největší koule kamenná, která byla dosud objevena. So maybe you could also tell us a few things about the stone sphere, which was discovered during the time that I was actually publishing this book. So we managed to include a short chapter about this discovery also. So if you could also maybe say a few words about the stone sphere that was found in Zavidovići.
In the prehistorical times, another stone phenomena were the stone spheres. They are discovered in southern Costa Rica, western Mexico, Easter Island, New Zealand, northern Russia, northern Albania, Croatia, Serbia, and in 20 different locations in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The largest site with the stone spheres is the town called Zavidovići. It is about 1.5 hour drive north from the town of Visoku. In March and April of 2016, we discovered the largest stone balls, which in the meantime we have uncovered more and more, concluded that the mass of this stone ball is over 37 tons with a very high content of iron. So, this stone ball is bigger than the stone balls in Costa Rica or western Mexico, proving that the largest stone ball is again in southern Europe. Of course, the question is what was the usage, what was the purpose of the stone balls? We have noticed several things. First, with the content of iron, obviously it's telling us that it had something to do with the energy. Secondly, they always find near the water. Water moves, creating certain energy fields. Next, they always come in the bigger concentration. So, we can assume that the stone balls were located above energy potent place, amplifying the energies. The same thing like with the pyramids. The pyramid in Bosnia, the Sun Pyramid, is above iron plate, which generates electromagnetic fields, above underground water flows, which generates negative ions and electricity, and also it amplifies the organ, the life, the chi energy. So in a way we could say that the pyramids were large power plants, and the concentration of the stone balls, they were like a small power plants. What's in the middle? Well, in the middle is another very important shape. In biogeometry, a new science that is telling us the power of different geometrical shapes. It says that the strongest is the power of the shape of the pyramid, spherical and then conical. And the conically made artificial hills in archaeology were called tumuli or tumulus. A number of them in southern England, but also in mid-Western Europe, in southern Europe. So medium-sized power plants were actually the tumuli phenomenon.
Thank you very much. Takže tato kniha je taková úvodní kniha o pyramidách, protože v českém jazyce bohužel zdrojů o bosenských pyramidách a zkoumání na tomto místě ještě není mnoho, takže je to takový opravdu shrnující zdroj na toto téma. A v tuto chvíli se připravuje další kniha, také překlad knihy Semira Osmanagiće. Je to tato kniha, v originále se jmenuje Ancient History from Beyond the Veil. A já zase požádám pana Osmanagiće, aby nám řekl pár slov o této knize. So if you could just tell us a few words about this book, which is being prepared now.
The future of humanity is in a combination of the physical and spiritual science. The problem with the physical science today is when the scientist comes to the wall, he doesn't have creativity to find the proper solutions. The problem with the spiritual science is it is not a science yet. It does not have scientific methodology. But if we combine the two, then the physical scientist could get hints from the spiritual dimension. People who are getting information from the spiritual dimension, from the so-called Akashic records, are called Akashic record readers. Akasha or Akashic records is the notion that in the spiritual realm exists a library with all the knowledge about our past and the future, but not about our planetary past and the future, but also about the universe. Now, the problem is when you are getting information from people like that, you go to one person and then, for example, they read your life, your previous lifetimes, your reincarnations. They tell you things, so you can believe them, you take them or you leave them. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to apply the scientific protocols. And there's the reason why I spoke to 6 of them, not only to one, but to 6 of them. They didn't know me, they didn't know what I was going to ask them, they didn't know each other, and they could not communicate to each other. So what I did, I simply showed them the posters or the slides of 25 different archaeological sites in the world. Rather mysterious. For example, Machu Picchu in eastern Peru, Göbekli Tepe, eastern Turkey, or the pyramids in Bosnia, Egypt, Mauritius, Mexico, and other places. So in the book we have basically my questions for those sites: who, when, how, and why, and then 6 answers. So the reader is able to compare the answers, and then he can answer for himself or herself if the Akashic records are for real, if these people are for real, and he can get a lot of inside information about different sites. And of course the majority of the book is dedicated to the Bosnian pyramids, and especially underground tunnels, where we can see that the readers basically don't give us the same answers, but it seems they are giving us little pictures of the big mosaics.
Takže pokud vás zajímají bosenské pyramidy a chcete se dozvědět více o této zajímavé nejenom archeologické lokalitě, ale také o místě, kde můžete upevnit své zdraví a zažít zajímavé věci, tak jeden způsob je samozřejmě přečíst si knihu nebo poslechnout si přednášku Semira Osmanagiće, a nebo můžete vyrazit na cestu, kde se společně podíváme na všechny hlavní naleziště v bosenském údolí pyramid. Navštívíme pyramidu Měsíce, pyramidu Slunce, pyramidu Draka, podíváme se na mohyly i do komplexu tunelů. A první z cest v roce 2017 bude cesta v době jarní rovnodennosti, která proběhne mezi 16. a 20. březnem. A během této cesty se budete mít možnost s doktorem Osmanagićem potkat i osobně. A tato cesta, která proběhne v době jarní rovnodennosti, tuto cestu jsem nazvala cesta na téma partnerství, protože toto bude téma, které se bude prolínat během našeho poznávání bosenského údolí pyramid. So, if you could just tell us a few words about spring equinox and why it is important to go to places like Bosnian pyramids exactly on this date.
Spring equinox, fall equinox, summer solstice, winter solstice were very important days in the past for the ancient civilizations. They knew that on those dates our planet and the energy of the planet are much stronger than on any other date. And that's the reason why they would celebrate those days. So they were not pagan holidays. They were not holidays in today religious sense. But they were really their respect for our planet, because they knew the cycles of our planet. And I think that we need to learn from them about that ancient wisdom and knowledge. Spring equinox is a day that we celebrate every year in the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, like the summer solstice also, showing that we are going to those times before the present, trying to learn from them, trying to learn how to live with our planet again. Because the ancients were smart, they knew the energies under the ground, they knew the energies that were coming from the universe, how to use them, how to get the benefits.
Děkuji. A další informace o knize, o cestách a další věci, které se týkají bosenských pyramid, můžete najít na mém novém webu, který je www.danielabosna.com. Budu se těšit na viděnou. Děkuji. Uvidíme se v Bosně.